What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So we gotta talk about what happened at Money in the Bank. And man, this was a solid fucking show. I enjoyed it, with the exception of one match that I will get into as we go through the video. It was an amazing time. You know, I definitely believe that every match these superstars delivered and whatnot, and we definitely gonna talk about it and everything. So I didn't take any notes for it because I was out and I was celebrating my cousin's birthday. We went to the bowling alley and shit like that. So when I got back, I know I was gonna miss majority of it, but I was watching some of it when I was on the train on my phone and all that stuff, and then of course when I got here I was able to tune into the rest of it. So now we gotta talk about how that whole shit went down. So without further ado, let's get right into it, man. So we had the women's Money in the Bank ladder match to kick off the show. In it was Rhea Ripley, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Valkyrie, Naomi, and Alexa Bliss. And in this match, I enjoyed it. Very solid match to kick it off. You know, I feel like it was fast paced. Once that bell rang and all that, I feel like every woman in there showcased their offense and had really set the tone and whatnot. It was a very good spots in there. I love the spot with Stephanie Valkyrie having Rhea Ripley on the ladder and she doing a devil kiss on there, and the crowd was at an uproar. Like, this is those moments right there is what you need Booker T for, because he just makes it so interesting. So she's doing that, the crowd going like it was just dope to see. And I love this other spot where you had Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss doing a cold red when Roxanne doing her version of the cold red, but she called it the pop rock. And both of them executing that on the ladder on their opponents, chef kiss. And those are the dangerous spots to do it on. So the fact that they were able to keep their balance and execute it at the same time, you got to give those women respect for that. You got to give them their respect. And it was even close call moments where Roxanne could have potentially won it, and she was close until she got countered by Stephanie Valkyrie. It was other times where you thought Julia could have potentially got it, but you know that also got countered. So a lot was going on, and in my opinion, like I said in my prediction video, I said Naomi has to win it. It makes the perfect sense for her to do so, especially about her heel character and how much she really couldn't get off the ground yet with it. You know, she was taking loss after loss, especially with the Jade Cargill feud and stuff. And she needed that win right there to pretty much ascend her, you know, to potentially becoming Women's World Champion. And I think this was the right call because, you know, after everybody's taken out and all, and Naomi is the only one in there. And, of course, I think somebody tried to go there to pretty much stop her. I was drawing the blank on that. And she was able to counter that, go off the ladder, gets the briefcase and whatnot, and she is your new women's Money in the Bank winner. And I love this. I love this because, remember, she put Tiffany Stratton on notice that if she wins that briefcase, she's going to come after her to become new women's champion. So there's that. So you can go that direction, or you can go the direction where she could probably take it off of Io Sky. It's really her choice. But I think push come to shove, she's going to cash in on Tiffany Stratton and take that women's championship from her. And of course, that's gonna lead up to Jade. And I feel like Jade Cargill is gonna be part of that Queen of the Ring tournament. I can see her winning it. And of course, if you win that match, you get guaranteed a title shot. I believe at SummerSlam. just like they did last year with Gunther won, and he was able to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. So I think we're going to get that, and this will be perfect for her. You know, I think the all roads lead to Jade and Naomi facing each other for the world title at SummerSlam, and I'm here for it. But this is very good. I'm glad she was able to come out as the winner of this, and this definitely is going to help her heel character a lot more. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I guarantee you this: now with Naomi having that briefcase, watch how she moves now, and then the crowd is they feeling it. You know, they enjoying it that much. So I'm looking forward to it and whatnot. But that was a very solid match to kick off the show. Next, we had an impromptu Intercontinental Championship match between Dominic and Octagon Jr. And this all started over Worlds Collide during Octagon's match and all that, and he ended up winning. And of course, Dom called him out and all that stuff and was willing to put his title on the line. So the match itself, it was all right. I didn't really care that much about it. You know, it was impromptu, and we all knew Dominic was going to win because Octagon being part of AAA and stuff like that. You didn't envision a circumstance where Dominic drops the title to him and all that. So this was a match where it pretty much a throwaway. They had some good moments in it, but let's call it what it is. Nobody really cared that much about it. And Dominic pretty much packed him up and, you know, still retained the IC title and stuff. So there was that. That was, in my opinion, one of the low points of the show. So yeah, there's that. Next, we had the women's Intercontinental Championship match, Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch, and this match was good as well. Do I think it was better than their last match they had? I think it was at Backlash. No, I think their Backlash match was better than this one. They had some moments in it though. Gotta give credit where credit is due. And both women did a very good job and all. And towards the end of the match, you know, you had a roll up after roll up after roll up, and when Becky Lynch had Lyra Valkyria in that roll up, she actually was grabbing the Tyson and whatnot, and which led to her getting the victory out of nowhere, and she ended up becoming the new women's Intercontinental Champion. And as I predicted, I said Becky needed to win this because having Lyra beat her twice, where do you go with her character? So I think it was the right call for them to do. And after that, you know, Becky Lynch would have been going around telling Lyra Valkyria, like, if I beat you, you have to raise my hand and stuff like that. Like, I think that shit kind of dragged for so long. Because what do you really gain out of that shit? You got the time, you telling her to raise your hand type shit. Like, it don't make any sense. And right before she's trying to leave, Becky told her, you have to raise my hand. And, you know, Lyra was turning that down, whatever the case may be, but she ended up doing it. Then Becky like, no, you gotta do it in all four, like, angles and whatnot. Excuse me. So Lyra's like, you know what, to hell with it. So she ended up raising her hand in all four parts of the ring. And then right when she's about to leave out again, Becky tell her, no, now I want you to put the title around my waist. So at this point, Lyra's already pissed because she already lost. And then you're trying to humiliate my character, you know, because you want me to raise your hand and then do it again in all four parts. And then now you want me to put the belt around your waist and whatnot. So actually did that. She hits a German suplex on her, and then she hits a finish on her and breathes up out of there. So I think we're going to get a rematch between the two. And, of course, I think Becky's going to win. But it's at that moment when she does retain it. Do we see Bayley come back? Again, I've been raving about that happening, and I said it only is going to happen when Becky Lynch become IC champion, and this is what happened today. So I do expect we see Bayley, if not this week, whenever Lyra uses her rematch clause, we're gonna get Becky Lynch there. So, I mean, excuse me, Bayley. So I see that happening. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. Y'all see that happening as well. But this was a solid match. Definitely enjoyed it. Next, we had the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and this was fucking good. Very, very good. So of course in that match you had Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, El Grande Americano, um, Solo, and who's the sixth one? I'm drawing a blank. Um, why is this escaping me? Bear with me, chat. Who is the sixth member? Oh, LA Knight. I'm like, yo, I don't know why I was drawing a break on that shit. But yes, but it was very good. I think the pacing kicked off quick as ever. They all jumped Seth Rollins as we expected because they wanted to get him up out of there because they see him as a legit threat. So they packed him up, and once it was done, that's when they started, really getting into brawling against each other. And like just like I said, and the women's Money in the Bank match, the men's one had some good spots there too from all participants in there. You saw Grande Americano hit Andrade what looks like a nut shot outside of the ring with a ladder, which was crazy. There were some other spots too that Andrade did as well, alongside with Seth Rollins in them. Like it was very good, but we knew what we was really waiting for, and that was the tail end of it. So, there was moments where it got close where you thought Penta was going to get it. There were times you thought Andrade was going to get it, and he was close. And they were trying. You see Penta and I think El Grande Americano. Yeah, let me know. Where they was trying their best. They were on the second ladder trying to get Andrade off the briefcase, and that took time. And I was like, okay, that could potentially happen too. And in this match, I chose two people that could potentially win it, and that was Penta and Seth Rollins. LA Knight and Seth Rollins. And both look very close to them potentially getting it. So, as the tail end of the match goes, you see Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker come out there, and they pretty much clean the house right now. Starting with Grande Americano, packed him up. Shea Andrade packed him up. Then to LA Knight, packed him up and whatnot. And then as they clean the house for everybody, they turn their attention to Solo. And with Solo, like pretty much outnumbered and know what to do, you hear Jacob Fatu music hits. So he comes out there and he's out there ready to get it on, and he pretty much cleans fucking house. Like this man started to wow out. And you hear the Fatu chants going on. It is insane. So as that's happening and whatnot, and he clean house with everybody, he takes Solo, puts him into the ring. He helping him set up the ladder and stuff like that. You hear him going, "I love you, Solo," all that stuff. And as Solo's climbing up the ladder, going to get the briefcase, Solo stops. Look dead at Jacob stops, Look dead at Solo as he's about to climb it. Then proceeds to grab his boot. And as it's happening, you knew that time was coming and he was about to turn. Solo looking like, "Yo, what are you doing?" and all that. And you hear Jacob say these words, "I hate you." Takes him off of the ladder. And this man proceeds to pack Solo up. He packs him up, go up the ladder. Go up the top rope. Hits his moonsault on there. Crowd is here chanting Fatu and all that. So you know this is when Solo had enough. Jacob Fatu had enough. Because you saw exactly how much shit Solo been talking about Jacob Fatu over these last 2 to 3 months and stuff like that. And you know he had enough. Enough was enough. And it was a matter of time before Jacob decided to turn and pretty much be on his own thing. And this was that moment there. So after that was done, crowd still chanting Fatu, and this man was not done. He proceeds to take Solo, put this man through a fucking ladder, And once that was done, he got up out of there. Like he destroyed Solo Sikoa. And now I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out on SmackDown, because you know for a fact JC Mateo is going to look for Jacob Fatu and want to fight, because you already saw the friction between the two. And now we're hit with Jacob packing up Solo now. It's going to get even more tense. So sign me up. I'm ready for this feud between them two. So Jacob get up out of there, and that is a clear pathway for Seth Rollins to go up there and grab that briefcase. But as that's happening, you hit a CM Punk chance, and I was expecting Punk to beat it after everything that went down. He didn't even show up. Seth got up there, took his slow time, unhooks the briefcase, and now that is your new men's Money in the Bank winner. And this is when shit gets dangerous, because now with Seth having that Money in the Bank briefcase, nobody's safe. Not Jay and not John Cena. And remember what Paul Heyman said to Jay, that Seth needs that title. You know, he felt like he's like the guy to lead us in the future of WWE. But in order to do so, he needs to be champion. And I truly believe that might happen, because I don't envision a circumstance when Seth captures that and loses. If that happens, I will be shocked. Because I feel like the only person that could actually pull that off to prevent that from happening is Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns could stop Seth from winning the World Heavyweight Championship, if it's an official cash-in, I'm cool with that. But if that don't happen, 9 times out of 10, Seth is going to become new World Heavyweight Champion. Bottom line, I don't see it anywhere else. But it's going to be interesting these next couple of weeks and all that stuff. So that was good. I enjoyed the match and all that. Very, very interesting and all. Next, we have to get to the main event match. The match I pretty much didn't care about, because I'm like, I thought it was going to be a waste of time, but they proved me wrong. And the match I'm talking about is Logan Paul and John Cena taking on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. So they do their entrances. Crowd is, turned up for Cody as usual and stuff. This is his first match back since the loss at WrestleMania. You see Jay turning up with the crowd, doing the yeet dance and all that. So they turned up, and they try to do it one more time. Then Logan Paul music interrupts that. And you see Logan, he comes out there with a drone and all that. And it was a fire shot, because he sent the drone pretty much around the arena and stuff. Then when Logan gets into the ring, he on the top rope, grabs the drone and stuff. Like, it was pretty dope. I definitely enjoyed it. So as much as I could hate Logan Paul and all that, you got to give him his respect on his entrance and what he do in that ring. As a competitor and a wrestler, you got to give him his flowers, because this man definitely delivered. So that happened. John Cena comes out. Of course, you hit the John Cena sucks, all that stuff. So after that was done, match begins. And of course, it was going to be some slow pacing and all that. We all expected that. But you hear the crowd saying, we want Stu and stuff like that. Then you hear them chanting to Cena, you can't wrestle. Yes, he can. So it was a whole mixed reaction with all that stuff. So as the match started to pick up, right when Jay got in and stuff, I'm like, okay, things are starting to moving at a fast pace. You see the friction between John Cena and Logan Paul. And as it's happening, and you saw Cody, dragging his body towards Jay to make the tag. And as that's happening, you saw Jay crawling to Cody to get the tag. So as it's happening, Cody gets in there, boom. He started cleaning house with the two. And when it looked like he had the upper hand over John Cena and whatnot, turn around, hits an AA on him and whatnot, and then he hits the AA on Jay. And through the midst of that, it was a botch move from Logan Paul where he tried to do a buckshot lariat and he got drop kicked. And he got super kicked by Jay. I think that was crazy. And you know for a fact that's going to be on Botchamania. So there was that right there. There was another one where he was on the top rope and he stumbled on it as well. So yeah, Logan had some botch moments right there, but he was able to clean it up real quick. So there was that. And there was a situation where trying to remember where it went down. Oh yeah, where Cody hits the crossroads on the Cena. It goes to cover him and all that, but as it's happening, you see Logan Paul on the side of the ring. Look like he about to jump off the rope and land on Cody, but Cody got out the way and he landed on Cena. So Logan is looking shook, like, damn, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that stuff. And that was when, Jay ended up hitting a spear on him and stuff. So, now they pretty much in full control. So as it's happening and all that, Cody turns his attention to Cena. And as this whole thing going down, Cena, of course, capitalized on it and stuff and takes Cody, puts him on the announce table. And as it looked like he about to go for the AA, and when that Cody was able to get out of it, and Jay hit Cena with a spear. So now Cena's up out of there, and as that's going on, they didn't put the attention on to Logan. So Logan was able to recover, goes in there, goes on the attack, and he go and picks up Jay, puts him onto the announce table, and off the second rope, man does a moonsault onto Jay. That was so fucking good. Like, as much as we can hate Logan Paul, like I always say, what this man does in the ring, you got to give him his respect for. Bottom line. So he executed that moonsault. The announce table gets destroyed. Jay is up out of there, and Cena takes Cody back in the ring. Now, as the rest of everybody putting their attention onto Jay, checking on him and all that, this was Cena Hugh to get the title, and of course hit Cody Rhodes with it. So as that's going down, he hits him with it and stuff, and right when he was about to make another move on him, you see somebody in a black hoodie comes out of the crowd, goes into the ring, attacks John Cena, then takes the title, proceeds to knock him upside the head. And who was that person? He ended up revealing himself, and it was R-Truth. And that crowd was at a frenzy. I lost my voice when I saw that too, because if you know about everything that been going on with the R-Truth situation and his contract not being renewed, and they talk about it being expired and he's going to be released and all that, fans was talking about we want truth. That has been the hashtag on X and even in WWE shows. They hijacked the show on Raw this past week talking about we want truth. They had to mute it out. I felt some way when I did a video on Truth being released. Like, it didn't make any sense whatsoever, because R-Truth is somebody that you think will start and end his career with WWE. Like, he's a lifer in WWE. That's how we all see it right there. And like I said, even though he's not a world champion material or anything like that, him being in your presence is good enough. The locker room was supportive of him, everybody. So as much as we said that it's been said that they're not going to renew his contract, it might change. After this reaction that we got when they pulled that off, I will not be surprised if Triple H and TKO change their mind and bring Truth back on here. Because I think, again, that was a dumbass move to do. Somebody like R-Truth you can keep around a lot. I understand the whole budget cut thing and all that stuff, but again, somebody like R-Truth you can negotiate with and have mutual agreements. Like that's the person the truth is. And I'm so glad that we were able to see him back. So after he did that, crowds at the uproar, he gets up out of there and all, and Cody goes in, hits a crossroads on to John Cena, covers him for the 1, for the 2, for the 3, and they come out the victor of this match. And this was very exciting. You know, for a match that I probably didn't care about that much, they did a whole 120-degree angle on me. And I was thrilled. This was that fucking good. And if you did not see it, I advise y'all to go watch Money in the Bank. Go watch it. It was that good. And yeah, after the match was done and all that, they were celebrating and stuff. Now, at that moment, I thought that was when Seth Rollins was going to make his return because right when it went off, for people who still had, I think the premium one or for Peacock, whatever it is, you see Cody still talking, you know, to the crowd and stuff like that. And then he mentioned about Jay and his big match against Gunther at Monday Night Raw in Arizona and stuff. So, I thought at the moment there, and they still been in the ring, that Seth was going to probably come out and try to cash in on Jay. But that ended up happening. It didn't happen, thank God. So, you know, there's that. And that pretty much concluded Money in the Bank. So it was very good and all that, and definitely enjoyable. And if I had to give this show a rating, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. You know, with the exception of the impromptu Intercontinental match between Dominic and Octagon Jr., everything else was really good. I definitely enjoyed myself and whatnot. But one more thing I want to say before I get out of here. They announced that WrestleMania 42 is going to be in Las Vegas again. The amount of criticisms and hate that they have on X about them coming back there, I don't blame them. I feel the same way too. Because let's call it what it is. I would have rather next year Mania happen at London. Because I know they're going to deliver. And that O2 Arena, or wherever they're going to have it at, Dome UK fans are going to fucking deliver. And the fact that they didn't pull the trigger on that one and decided to take it back in Vegas again next year, I don't know, man. That just don't make any sense to me whatsoever. And, you know, I already did my whole breakdown of how I personally feel about WrestleMania being back at Vegas already in my previous videos. So go check that out. But I'm not feeling it. Not at all. So, of course, they're going to get some criticism about this, man, because it's like, yo, you spending so much money on these tickets and all that stuff, and then the hotels and everything else to do out there. It's a lot. I get it from their standpoint because it's you got the residents of Vegas because of TKO and all that. So if you can't find nothing else to host to that, then Vegas is your final decision right there. But I'm pretty sure they would have deep dive and really trying to negotiate with, you know, the UK in the sense of bringing Mania there and all. It could have worked. I personally believe that. But to just have it back at Vegas again next year, it's just not. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all. So I want to be wrong, but as of right now, people was not feeling this. So we'll see how things change. But all in all, I definitely enjoyed the show. Money in the Bank definitely was good, and I'm looking forward to what's happening. What's going to happen on Raw and on SmackDown, based on what happened at this PLE. So comment down below. Let me know what you think about Money in the Bank. Did you enjoy it? What was your favorite match of it? Or what would you rate it? All that stuff. But let me know down in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop content right here on this channel. But I appreciate your love and support. Roll to 200 subscribers. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process of anything that you do at life. Your time will come. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace.